Hey everyone, welcome back to Lunch Bunch. I'm going to continue reading Souvenirs by Tim Federle, which is from Summer Days and Summer Nights. So this is the story of Matty and Keith's breakup day, and they've just gone to the cast party together, the end of summer cast party for the amusement park that they both work at. And Keith was about to award Matty an end of the summer award, but then doesn't, and Matty doesn't feel so good about that. All right, so here we go. Oops, that's the wrong bookmark. All right. A multitude of people, and yet solitude. I read it again. A multitude of people, and yet solitude. It's a quote from my book, underlined and circled in light blue pen. I didn't underline or circle it. It came pre-marked, purchased from a used bookstore bin for 50 whole cents. Probably some other kid had to read A Tale of Two Cities for AP Summer English, and probably his teacher made him circle important quotes. I wonder if I have good teachers. My teachers don't make us do that. I keep putting the book aside to appear attentive whenever a group passes my souvenir stand, but they never stop today. They coast right on by me, most of them pausing only to whap the swinging "Ye Olde Funnel Cakes" sign. A multitude of people, and yet solitude. And so, this time, when I go head down, I dare myself to dive into the prose and push through, for longer than 2 sentences, without checking my phone. Strangely, it works. I get, enchanted by a series of Dickens paragraphs that are actually short and, believe it or not, readable. Some of them are even kind of funny, and so I am taken by utter surprise. I am every synonym for startled when I feel a hot exhale on my cheeks, followed by the signature scent of Keith's off-brand spearmint gum. "What are you doing?" I ask, but he's already flipping up the wooden bar and grabbing my hand. They're almost at the end of their show, and he's wearing his spacesuit costume. I know what he's doing. "Come on," he says, giddy, almost violent with intent. I go floppy, but Keith is strong, a quality I'd always found supremely hot, until this very moment, as he drags me across the bumpy Main Street courtyard, past the wall of gumwads, and down through the amphitheater audience. I am the only guy he has chosen to dance his solo with all summer. This hits me as we motor past aisle after aisle of girls, sitting stadium-style under gauzy strips of circus tent ceiling. The music rumbles so much louder inside the amphitheater. I am the only guy all summer, and I am in a fog of panic. "Just go with it," Keith says, right as we reach the lip of the stage, right as his entire cast motions for me to join them up there, and the audience, 20 people tops, lets out a tired version of a cheer. I never just go with anything. I study on weekends for tests that aren't happening until Wednesday. I plan out dinners for the week with Mom on a spreadsheet. I take 500,000 selfies before posting the most chill-looking one, and even then, I usually delete it. Somehow, though, I am now standing center stage on a rickety riser that feels so much less solid than it looks from my booth. And, the way Keith's lip is glistening under the lights, and the way his eyes are mid-performance jittery, and the way the synthesized guitar sound is blaring us into another dimension, I don't know. I close my eyes and kind of bounce up and down, and indeed, try to just go with it. "Pretend it's your wedding," I chant like a mantra. "Pretend he's your husband," like I'm marrying an astronaut and this is our first dance. Except that when I open my eyes again, shaken by rowdy laughter from the audience, my astronaut isn't even dancing with me. Keith is way off to the side. He's grinning, a new kind of grin, either smug or self-satisfied. He never lets people dance alone. If anything, he dances hardest when he's got competition next to him. And when I look out at the crowd, it's those number 4 punks from earlier who are laughing. Hard. And pointing. And I am so sweaty and disoriented that I genuinely don't know if I'm in on the joke or if I am the joke. I flip around and instinctively reach for my fly, but before I can even check it, Keith turns me back to face the audience. And as he holds up this microphone to my mouth, the embarrassment and confusion of, everything smacks me like a bird against a window. The way he wouldn't even introduce me to his cast today, let alone invite me to go see a movie with them this summer, and now he's making me stumble around in front of them by myself, like some kind of Hollywood chimpanzee. Whether my fly is down or not, I feel completely unzipped. "And what," Kieth says, his voice booming from surround sound speakers, "is your name, sir?" "You know my name," I say, pushing his microphone away hard, and definitely not taking the mandatory bow. I leap off the stage and race 2 steps at a time up the amphitheater aisle toward the exit, but I pause at the top to crouch into the faces of those firecracker punks, and this time I yell boom, and they aren't laughing anymore. "That was seriously uncool," I text Kieth as I'm limp jogging away to my booth, not 5 seconds later to throw down my clothes sign and hide, and get mad. When I'm mad at Kieth, I love him less. It takes 3 tries, but I get Mom on the phone. "Hey, hon, is everything okay?" Kind of, sort of, but my voice is already betraying me. It does this thing where it cries before my eyes do. Annoying. "Oh, honey, what happened? Are you all right?" The exit music from the amphitheater blasts so forcefully that the cobblestones shudder beneath my sneakers. I pivot and beeline toward the all-pastel Kittyland, where at least I won't be the only person crying. No toddler escapes Kittyland without at least one breakdown. It is so much less stressful to work Souvenirs. I don't want to get into it. I mean, I'm not technically hurt or anything, other than, breakup day, Mom says. "Have I mentioned she's the best?" "Wait, am I catching you in the middle of a shift?" I ask, suddenly aware that she could be prepping for a procedure. "Yes, but it's nice to have a breather. Today has been a nonstop car accident." I come upon this concession stand that's been out of commission all summer on account of a broken cotton candy dispenser. When a machine breaks at Wish-A-World, it doesn't get repaired. Just sort of sits there in the sun, rusting in the weather, becoming a kind of monument to itself. "Mom, do you think I'll, meet somebody legitimately amazing someday?" I know she can't read the future, but it sometimes helps just to feed your mom what you want to hear said back to you. "Of course you will. You're so handsome and smart, and you're so young." "You're just saying that because you're my mom." "Well, yeah, but it's true. I know I can't prove it to you, but it's true." In the relative quiet behind the abandoned cotton candy booth, I can make out the steady beeps and squeaky wheels of Mom's hospital. There's some comfort in knowing that her opinion of me comes from a somewhat objective medical background. I think she had to sign some kind of oath as a nurse, stating she'd never lie to a patient. "Hun?" she says, after I sink to my butt to sit on the curb. I suppose you'd say I'm fully crying now. "Yes," I manage. "How can I make you feel better?" "Maybe you can just listen to me cry for 10 more seconds and then tell me to man up." So she does. She listens to me cry for 10 seconds, maybe even 20, maybe even a minute, and then she goes, "Hun? Yeah, time to man up?" No. I think there's nothing more manly than showing your emotions. That's going to really serve you well in the long run. The thing is, I say, basically choking at this point. I turn it into a cackle so I don't freak her out. I don't even think Kieth is the right fit for me. I'm just sort of in general, upset. "He's not the all-time most considerate boy," Mom says. That's for sure. It's so rare to hear her judge somebody, anybody, that I relish and hang on to it as another guy might relish and hang on to the last quarter of a football game. And yet, I'm still a blubbering idiot. I look up to see a boy holding his dad's hand. The boy is 8, maybe even 9, older than I would have ever been to be holding my dad's hand in public. Dad and I are close, but affection isn't our specialty. Respect is. In the kid's other hand, he is managing both a Wish-A-World balloon and an extravagantly overloaded ice cream cone. We're talking 3 scoops. It's all too much. He's just a kid, not a ninja or a magician. The ice cream rolls off the top, and the dad lunges, like a superhero in pleated shorts, and he almost catches it, but he doesn't. The ice cream falls to the asphalt, practically in slow-mo in this heat, and splatters, an ugly green splatter. My dad would have caught it. "Matty, love," Mom asks, "did you hear what I said?" Should I not have said that about Kieth being so inconsiderate? Beeps, squeaks, so much happening on her end. Do you want to just cry some more? I wait for it, for the kid with the empty cone to burst into tears. But he doesn't. He tilts his head curiously at the mess, as if watching a caterpillar morph into a butterfly. And then he looks up at his dad and goes, "Can I get another one?" And when his dad says, "Of course you can," I realize it's time to stop crying. All right, we're going to pause there for now. And when we come back, we will see what happens at the end of Matty and Kieth's breakup day. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you next time. Bye.